Hi everybody, this is Rose again from Couture Cakes by Rose and Etsy shop Couture Silicone Molds. So today, as promised, I'm going to show you guys how I did the frill on my girly blue birthday cake. And as I have said to you guys before, this is one of my favorite birthday cakes so far. So there's the girly blue birthday cake that I made, and we're going to recreate that today with just a little bit of twist. So to start with, we need our little rolling pin, a palette knife, some flat brush. You can also use a flat angular brush, and we also need our ball tool, some gum paste, pre-colored, a round cutter, and this one is the one that's got a frilled edge, and I'm using the biggest one that comes in a set of 11, and it's about 8.5 centimeters. And I also need a plain round cutter that's about 3.5 centimeters, and both of these cutters are by Ateco, and I got them from Amazon.com. We also need our foam pad, a work mat, edible glue, and some Crisco. So let's get started. We're gonna take our gum paste and we're going to knead this, and if it happens to start sticking, just dip your finger or dab your finger in a little bit of Crisco and do this way, and then keep kneading. And then roll your gum paste into a ball just like this, and then flatten it just a little bit like that. And then this time we're going to roll this out, and we want this thin enough that we can see through it. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when we've rolled it thin enough. And we're almost there because I can already see through my fondant or my gum paste. Alright, so look through here. I can see through my gum paste, I can see those lines through it. And now I'm going to lift this. I'm going to take my frilled round cutter. I'm going to lay my gum paste or my fondant right there on top of it. I'm going to take my rolling pin. I'm going to roll that just like that right on top of it. And by doing this, it actually kind of ensures us that we're going to end up with a clean cut and not a lot of rough edges. Now, when you're doing frills, the rough edges is kind of nice. And then we're gonna take our plain round cutter and we're going to lay it right in the middle, and we're gonna press down, and we're going to turn sideways back and forth. Again, when you do that, you'll end up with a nice clean cut. Take your palette knife, lift it up, take that away and set it aside. And now we're going to cut this right there. We're going to make a little opening right there. Okay? So I have one right here that I have pre-cut earlier. And this time, we're going to take our foam pad. And we're going to lay that right on top of our foam pad. And we're going to take our ball tool, and we're gonna start making frills. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay the tip of our ball tool on top, on the edge of our round cut gum paste, and it's only half of our ball tool that's gonna be on the gum paste. Half of it is gonna be on the foam pad. And we're gonna make one stroke to whichever direction you prefer. I don't want to do the back and forth stroke because I am most likely to end up with edges that's kind of overlapping, and I don't want that. So let's get started. There we go. Now the good thing about using a round cutter to make this frill is when you stretch this out, it will be naturally frilled, that you don't have to frill your fondant all the way up here. And you guys will see what I mean when we stretch this out. Alright, we'll set that aside, and I'm going to show you guys again how we did this. So, ball tool, half in, half out, just like that. And one stroke in one direction. Alright, so now we have this frilled round cut, and we're ready to lay them on top of our cake. So we're gonna take our flat brush and we're going to dip this in some edible glue. And not too much, because you don't want your frills to start sliding off your cake. So I'm gonna just brush my edible glue right there at the edge of my last frill. Okay, and then we're going to take this, we're gonna start laying it on top of your cake. Now, you can stretch this out. See how when I stretch it out, it's already naturally frilly. This is the advantage of using a round cutter. You just kind of press that right there all around until you get to a point wherein you've covered the entire cake. It took me 2 hours to cover an 8 by 4 inch and 6 by 4 inch round cakes with frills. So I know most of you guys can work faster than me, so this is not really a very hard technique. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on this cake. I'm gonna cover the entire cake with frills, and when I come back, I'll show you guys the finished product. See you shortly.